Live from 12 Studios, this is News 12 at 10.
A man suspected in multiple bank robberies killed by police Monday. Why his neighbors say they could not believe that it was him.
And a cow shot dead in one Oklahoma county, and now paranoia about what might happen next. The reassurance the sheriff is offering ranchers in the area.
And a rainy day finally coming to an end. How long? It could be until we see that rain again. Good evening. Welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Dan Thomas.
And I'm Jen Phillips. Sherman police shot a 73-year-old man dead Monday morning while he was trying to flee from a bank they say he just robbed. Sherman police described Terry Cagle as a serial bank robber.
News 12's Nina Quattrino went to his neighborhood to find out just who he was. Nina, what did his neighbors say?
Jen, Dan, Terry Cagle would have turned 74 today. Police think he was responsible for several other bank robberies dating back to 2018. And he even served time in federal prison back in 2003 for bank robberies. People who live just next door to him describe him as a kind and loving person towards his wife and dogs. This week's news was a shock to everyone.
Robbing banks. Never would have guessed it. Never would have guessed it in my life.
Monday morning, police got a call that the First Texoma National Bank at FM 1417 and US 82 was being robbed. That's the second time since December this location had to make that call.
He was retired, married, had a couple of dogs, just wanted to take it easy.
Sherman police found 73-year-old Terry Cagle of Whitesboro at the US 82 South Control Road, about a mile east of the bank. As onlookers watched, police confronted him in the middle of a busy intersection, and while he held up a BB gun as if threatening to shoot the officers, they opened fire. Cagle died at the scene.
It's a big surprise, that a man at 73 years old would even attempt something like that.
Bobby Wells is Cagle's next-door neighbor. He says Cagle lived a simple life. He loved his wife, his dogs, and
scratch-off tickets. You know what I mean? He loved his scratch-off tickets.
Neighbors say that Cagle would often go to local casinos. Wells says Cagle's wife is handicapped, so Cagle would often drive her cars, a white sedan and a green Ford truck parked out front.
Who would have guessed it? I mean, you wouldn't have guessed it. Just looking at the man, you would. If I bumped into him at Walmart and never knew him, I wouldn't have guessed he would have went into a bank and did what apparently he did,
And speaking of that green pickup truck and white sedan, we told you to be on the lookout for a green truck back just last month after a bank on 691 and 75 in Sherman was robbed. And for the white sedan back in January after a bank was robbed in Bonham. Officers have not confirmed Cagle's involvement in either robbery, but did say someone reported witnessing Cagle switching the license plates on the sedan Monday morning. And that's how they were able to catch up to him this time. Reporting live in the studio, Nina Quattrino, News 12.
All right, thank you, Nina. Well, the Bryan County man who admitted to killing 2 people in Durant on Monday is officially facing 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Do you have anything to say, Keon? Do you have anything to say?
Police say this man, Keon Gray, broke into Jessica Espinoza's home with a screwdriver, shot and killed her friend Jarek Hagan, pointed the pistol at and threatened to shoot a child inside that home as well. Officers say Gray then kidnapped Espinoza, the mother of 2 of his children, shot her in the head and left her in a car on Sunnyside Road. Gray was arrested hours later. Espinoza had just taken out a restraining order against Gray last week.
Right now we're working on tying up some loose ends. Still have several more interviews to conduct with potential witnesses or others involved. Not necessarily in the crime itself, but that may have knowledge of things leading up to this. So we're trying to tie up those loose ends and gather any evidence that we can.
Well, Gray faces 6 charges, 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count burglary, kidnapping, pointing a gun at a child, and possession of a gun after a former felony conviction. If he is convicted on those murder charges, Gray could get the death penalty.
Well, 3 men are behind bars after Van Alstyne police say they caught them with drugs during a traffic stop yesterday evening. Police say they ran the plates, found out the car didn't have insurance. Officers say as they were pulling them over, these 3 men were throwing what was later determined to be drugs out the car window. Officers say they found 45 grams of heroin, some of it laced with fentanyl. 4 grams meth, 28 grams, just under 28 grams of Xanax pills. Police say heroin use is becoming more common.
With heroin, we really begin to see a big increase in that over the last couple of years, just due to the fact that hydrocodone's become so hard to get a hold of, and the heroin does the same effects, it's just a whole lot cheaper.
Police say because of the large quantities of the drugs, the men likely intended to sell them. Well, several ranchers are reporting someone is shooting and killing their cattle.
Though there is only one cow that was confirmed shot, the Stevens County Sheriff is encouraging people to be on the lookout for anything suspicious. Mackenzie Burke has the story.
Over the last month, the Stevens County Sheriff's Department received at least 7 reports of cattle that were believed to have been shot, one of which came from Kevin Lindy Smith.
I came home from work one afternoon to feed the cows, and I had a dead mama cow dead at the feeder. And that's odd. Usually when you have a sick cow, they die away from the herd.
The next day, Lindy Smith learned that multiple ranchers had reported their cattle had been shot, which made him believe his cow may have also.
For a small operation such as mine, it's calving season right now. And so every mama cow is important to the ranch. And so with a money maker being killed senselessly, that's a big loss for a farmer and rancher.
Sheriff Wayne McKinney confirmed at least one animal had been shot, but wasn't able to confirm the other reports based on the decomposition of the cattle in question.
We take it very seriously because you put a lot of money in feeding these animals, you know, and that's your livelihood. And a lot of people, that is their livelihood. So we do take it very seriously. We reached out to the Department of Ag, who has a specialized unit. If both of us could have confirmed that someone was randomly shooting livestock, you know, they would have been involved too.
McKinney says there should be no worries about a rampant shooter killing cattle. He says they haven't had a problem like that in several years. But he did say that it's always important to keep your eyes and ears open and report anything suspicious.
It's reported to us, let us go check it out. It doesn't take long for us to send a deputy to that area and check it out. If we see or hear something, then we can follow up on it.
Lindy Smith says if someone is out shooting cattle, he hopes they get caught. Reporting in Stevens County, Mackenzie Burke, 7 News.
Well, turning to weather now, the rain machine shutting down for the evening. Didn't know we had one of those.
Yeah, let's just leave it off this time, at least for a little while anyway. Chief Meteorologist Steve Lenore here with what to expect for our Thursday run to work or school. Steve.
So the rain machine's on E tonight. It's about out of gas. You can see on Doppler 12, we have just a little area of light rain now from Hugo back to Honey Grove and Bottom. That's about all that's left. Maybe a sprinkle here or there. Again, NBD, no big deal. It's really winding down here. And you can see why. If you watch the radar in motion, the low pressure center is right here between Dallas and McKinney. That's tracking to the east, taking away the energy and some of the moisture. So, again, things are really winding down. You'll definitely have a dry day tomorrow. Temperature-wise, starting to cool off a bit. 46 now in Atoka and Clayton. We're down to 48 degrees. We're in Durant, Medill, Marietta, and Sherman and Denison. And we're headed down to about 40 in the morning, so it'll be seasonally chilly. But the sun will be out, and it'll feel pretty good out there. Now, the wind will crank up in the afternoon a little bit out of the north, but some spots may hit 70 degrees, so who's complaining? Now, I've got your weekend numbers when I come back.
All right, thank you, Steve. Well, 7 counties in Oklahoma said yes to allowing liquor stores to open on Sunday.
Some liquor store owners say that it gives them a chance to compete with the big stores. Paris Jones has more.
Interestingly, Sunday is the biggest beer selling day of the week. So it really does open up some business that we didn't have access to before for people that want to come in and get a 6-pack for the big game.
Brian Kerr, owner of More Liquor, says the overwhelming support to open liquor stores on Sunday tells him a few things.
One, they realize the innate unfairness of letting big stores like Walmart sell beer and wine 7 days a week for many more hours than a local liquor store can. And 2, people do want to shop someplace that is nice and local and easy to get in and get out of.
Kerr is also the president of the Retail Liquor Association of Oklahoma. He says a lot of the smaller stores have struggled since the new beer laws passed a few years ago. It hopes Tuesday's vote will help.
We're losing approximately 3 locally owned liquor stores every month in the state of Oklahoma for the last 2 years as a result of the new laws. Every little bit helps, but this isn't going to be enough to really save anybody's store if they're struggling. It might help a little bit here and there.
Well, although the new law allows liquor stores in 7 counties to be open Sundays, those stores aren't required to be open. The law just gives them that option. Kris says he expects more counties to follow suit for the general election in November. Well, coming up at Texoma Courthouse, getting a makeover. What's changing and how they were able to keep those costs down.
And here are your Texoma rainfall totals. Some decent amounts to the south there, not too much to the north. Steve will tell us when the next chance of rain arrives.